So we live completely off the grid. I know a lot of people have different definitions of what off-grid actually means. To us, it means we have no hydro. We don't even have hydro lines coming to the property. We don't rely on any public utilities. So we have no source of backup hydro other than our small solar setup that we have. So we rely primarily on our wood stoves for heat, which is very important in our climate. It can get down to minus 50 degrees Celsius. So we rely heavily on our wood stoves. Before this winter, we only had our wood cook stove. We then built a 400 square foot addition, which was mainly because we wanted space to have this wood stove and another bedroom. But this wood stove is an Osborne 2000. We have absolutely loved having it. We got it off of Marketplace and we paid $300, and that included this double wall pipe here, so it was an absolutely great deal. It was almost new. We've absolutely loved using it. We can load it up. It lasts through the night. We still have coals in the morning. It cools down a little bit, but nothing like when we were using the wood cook stove. The wood cook stove has such a small firebox. If you don't want to be up every couple hours feeding it, you're going to wake up to a cold house. We did that many, many times. But we didn't want to do that anymore now that we have a baby. So this has been amazing. We can load it up, and like I said, there's still coals in the morning. I don't really do any cooking or anything on here. That's what I still use the wood cook stove for. And when it gets really cold, we can fire that thing up and have it really nice and warm in here. So we thought it was going to be a problem or a hassle, more like having two wood stoves, but it's actually been really nice. I don't mind it at all. And it's so good having a backup source of heat. If anything were to happen to one stove, we can still run the other. If one needs maintenance, we can still use the other. So it's actually been really, really nice having two wood stoves. So that's where our main wood stove is situated. That's the addition that we just finished building. This right here where the beam is used to be our exterior wall. This is our current bathroom, which will be moving over there. But right now the heat from this wood stove kind of gets trapped in that area. So it's been really nice to still have our wood cook stove over here. When it's really cold, we can fire that thing up, and that pushes a lot of the heat that way. So we built that back room onto our cabin as well, and when we did that, we put vents on the top there because we kind of assumed that the heat would have a problem going over there, especially when our daughter's bedroom door is closed. So that has actually worked very, very well. When you put your hand there on the other side, you can actually feel the warm air rushing into that room. So that was a very good idea. And this is our wood cook stove, which we absolutely love. When we moved off grid, this is all we had. We paid $1,000 for it, only to realize it was completely rusted out. We had no knowledge of wood stoves, so we didn't notice that before we bought it. So we ended up quickly trying to refinish it before winter came. We got metal, completely fabricated the box of the wood stove, and put in all new hardware and stuff. Luckily, all the cast iron pieces were in really good shape, so it turned out extremely well. I absolutely love this wood cook stove. I love cooking on it. I love baking in it. And the only downside of it was not having a large firebox. I was worried when we installed the other wood stove that it was going to be very annoying now always having to start a fire in here when I wanted to cook, since we wouldn't be running this one all the time. It was so convenient when it was always hot. When I wanted to cook, it was just ready to go. But it actually hasn't been too much of a hassle. When I want to cook, I just go grab a shovel full of coals from the other wood stove, throw it in here, throw some wood in, and it's good to go. I don't have to, use paper and kindling and everything to get a fire going. So that has been really, really handy. So after having used two wood stoves for a couple months, I can honestly say there's not much of a downside. The only downside to having two wood stoves would be you're bringing in a little bit more firewood, you're using a little bit more firewood, and you have now two wood stoves worth of ash instead of just one. But I mean, ash is the downfall of having any wood stove. Cleaning it out is a mess and it gets everywhere, but that's just part of having a wood stove. So there's really no downside other than that I have experienced. I've absolutely loved having both, and it's so nice having that backup when we rely on it so greatly.